company. Ordinarily, two's company. But contrarily, we disagree, no matter what it happens to be.
You're the perverse one.
I agonize.
Night and day with you.
To compromise.
There's no way with you.
I wish I had picked a large boa constrictor, my friend.
Are you trying to tell me something?
You're the perverse one, two's company.
Indisputably.
Two's company.
Irrefutably.
How we embark on old Noah's Ark, pair by pair.
Not so loud.
So ask me whose company.
Whenever I choose company.
I gotta say, two's company.
Except for this affair.
You give me mal de mer.
Do you know what that means?
Could we let in some fresh air?
No, madam.
Au contraire.
Off so soon, Mrs. Dawlish. Did Robert say you could go home early? Will I be seeing you tomorrow, Mrs. Dawlish? Robert! Robert!
You called, madam?
Twice.
I heard but the echo.
What happened while I was out?
You had 3 telephone calls, madam.
I don't care about the telephone calls. What about Mrs. Dawlish?
Oh, she handed in her notice, madam.
Oh, Robert, that's the 5th cleaning lady to hand in her notice in 6 weeks.
I sometimes wonder, madam, whether you shouldn't seriously ask yourself what you're doing wrong.
What I'm doing wrong?
You inevitably choose the wrong person, madam.
Well, you may have a point, Robert.
Thank you, madam.
After all, I did choose you.
The exception that proves the rule, madam.
Except that if I didn't have you, at least I'd have one of my 5 cleaning ladies left.
You can hardly blame the hunter, madam, for being unable to net the butterfly.
We weren't discussing butterflies, Robert. We were discussing cleaning ladies.
But you do flutter from one subject to another, madam.
Oh, look who's talking. You jump from one subject to another like a kangaroo.
With respect, madam, if I do change the subject, which I don't, I most certainly do not resemble a dubious animal from an even more dubious colony.
Australia is not a colony, Robert.
It was a penal colony, madam, which is why the inhabitants are all ex-convicts.
Ex-convicts? Well, there you're at it again. Kangarooing from one subject to another.
Facts are facts, madam.
Unless you happen to be prejudiced. I have a lot of Australian friends, and would you believe it, Robert, not one of them is an ex-convict.
Then why do they behave as if they were, madam?
Australians are no different from the rest of us, Robert. We'd all like to pour a can of beer over you.
Those particular friends of yours, madam, asked my opinion of Australian cricketers. I gave it to them.
Yes, I remember that, and you were very hostile.
Not my fault I don't like the Australians, madam.
Well, whose fault is it?
The Australians.
All right, Mrs. Dawlish is not an Australian. Now, why did you get rid of her?
Because she couldn't polish mahogany, madam.
But I don't have any mahogany.
All of my bedroom furniture is mahogany.
Oh, well, now that you mention it, I mean, that's the one thing I did have against Mrs. Dawlish. She spent all her time cleaning your apartment, not mine.
I think that was understandable, madam.
Why?
She happened to prefer antiques to the more, garish style of furnishing.
Oh, well, in that case, she should have been crazy about you. You're the oldest antique I've got.
I didn't employ her, madam. You did.
All right, then if I employed her, then I have the right to sack her.
She gave in her notice, madam.
Only because, among other things, you gave her a mahogany complex.
I happen to be a perfectionist, madam.
At getting rid of cleaning ladies. Now, I'm going to get on to the agency.
Yeah, I've done that already, madam.
When?
This morning.
You mean even before Mrs. Dawlish arrived?
I anticipated events, madam, one of my many talents.
Robert, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You deliberately provoked that poor woman.
On y soit qui mal y pense.
Evil to him who evil thinks. Thank you very much, Robert. I've been to Paris.
There should be 4 applicants arriving at any moment, madam. I will interview them downstairs in my living room.
I will interview them upstairs in my living room.
But only I, madam, know with whom I can establish a rapport.
You want to spend the rest of your life interviewing cleaning ladies?
May I suggest a compromise, madam?
You mean you want me to do the cleaning?
We both interview the applicants, madam.
All right, provided that I have the final decision.
And providing I agree with that final decision, yes, madam.
That's not what I said, Robert.
That's what you meant.
No, what I meant was, if I say it's okay, okay?
That will be the first of the applicants.
I'll interview in here, Robert.
As you wish, ma'am. You're from the domestic agency. Yes, well, unfortunately, the post has already been filled, but kindly accept this £1 note as a mark of Mrs. McNabb's esteem. It's very good of you to call. Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye. You owe me £1, madam.
For what, answering the door?
I thought you would wish to pay her fares, madam.
Where is she?
She was not at all suitable, madam.
What was the matter with her, Robert?
Her height, madam. She can't have been more than 5 feet 2 inches.
What, is that bad?
No domestic, madam, will clean above arm height. Thus.
So?
The top of my wardrobe would never have been dusted, madam. Excuse me. Are you from the domestic agency? Yes, well, unfortunately, the post has already been filled, but kindly accept this £1 note in return for services which I am sure would have been rendered. Good day. That's £2 you owe me, madam.
This is running into money. I mean, granted, she couldn't have scrubbed the ceilings, but she looked like one hell of a wardrobe duster.
She found me attractive, madam.
Well, maybe you were right to let her go, Robert. I mean, she did look a little short-sighted.
There's nothing wrong with her eyesight, madam, but she was undoubtedly a bit of a Delilah, madam. She would never have done any housework. She'd have been far too busy trying to lure me on.
Okay, Samson, now I've had enough of this nonsense. From now on, I am doing all of the interviewing.
But I have had experience, madam, of hiring domestics.
So have I.
And you have an excellent record in that respect.
Thank you.
100% failure rate.
You know, Robert, to be perfectly honest, I don't blame all of them for leaving. If I didn't live here, I'd have left long ago. I mean, you don't seem to realize you are a very difficult fellow.
Discipline must be maintained, madam.
I don't know one woman in the world today that would put up with your kind of discipline.
What a brilliant idea, madam. You really are most astute at times.
What idea?
You found the answer, madam.
What answer? What is it? What was it?
That we hired 2 domestics, madam. One to clean your part of the house and one to clean mine.
Oh, terrific. But you'll pay the one that cleans yours out of your own pocket.
I pay her, madam?
Why don't you sit down, Robert? You don't look well.
Surely you will pay her, madam.
Yes, I'll pay her. And I'll pay the other one. But that means that I choose both domestics.
Very well, madam. She must be tall.
Who?
My domestic,
Oh,
madam.
sorry.
She must be in excellent health, 34 years of age, clean, tidy, pleasant in manner.
What's this for?
To make notes, madam.
Oh.
She must know her place, be respectful, obedient, trustworthy, willing to learn. Am I going too fast for you, madam?
No, Robert, go ahead.
What have you written so far?
Mission impossible. No. Surely, as your secretary, I should answer the door.
As you wish, madam.
Tea, Robert.
Oh, how very kind, madam. Thank you.
For me, Robert.
Mrs. McNabb?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm Nancy. I might be your new cleaning lady.
Terrific.
Do you have a car?
Do I have a car? No, I don't. No, I don't.
Would you mind closing the door? There's a bit of a draft.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, I only asked about a car, you see, because I'm used to being chauffeured to and from my place of work, and the bus stop isn't very near, is it?
Well, I could always have a word with the London Transport. Maybe they could move it a little closer to the house.
Is the house close carpeted throughout?
All except the walls and the ceiling.
Do you live alone, Mrs. McNabb?
Yes. But I have a butler, but I can get rid of him if you have any objections.
Oh, no, I don't mind pommy butlers and their marble voices.
I beg your pardon?
Haven't you noticed? They talk as if they're trying to chew marbles.
Yes. Well, now that you mention it.
Oh, no, he won't worry me. Just as long as he doesn't get under my feet. Otherwise, he'll feel the weight of one of them.
Excuse me, but, are you Australian?
How did you know?
I don't know. Some of my best friends are Australians.
Well, you can't be all bad then, Mrs. McNabb.
Thank you.
I'd like to see the rest of the house.
Certainly.
Preferably on my own.
Oh, well, you're the boss. Would you like me to go to my room?
You'll be pleased to hear you've passed the first test, Mrs. McNabb.
Oh, good.
You don't mind me wandering about on my own.
Oh, no.
That means you trust me. Do you know, I cannot stand people following me around as if they're special branch. We'll be in touch, Mrs. McNabb.
You're looking very happy, madam.
Robert, I just found you a new cleaning lady.
Clean, pliable, willing to learn.
Believe me, Robert, you were meant for each other.
This, new domestic, madam, is she English?
I'm not going to tell you, Robert. I want it to be a surprise.
She's not foreign, is she, madam?
No.
Is she from the north?
A little more southeast than that.
Kent.
Nancy, what's the verdict?
Well, Mrs. McNabb, the whole house needs a spring cleaning.
Australian.
What about it?
Oh, no, it's nothing, Nancy. It's just that Robert is mad about Australians, aren't you?
Is this, the butler?
That's the butler, and you're going to get along famously, I promise you. I mean, he was just telling me the other day that he loves playing your country at cricket.
Ah, loves getting beaten, does he?
This woman will not be at all suitable, madam.
Marbles.
I beg you.
Does he do all his own cleaning?
Certainly not.
Well, what does he do all day, then?
Hey, that's a good question, Robert. What do you do all day?
What do I do all day, madam?
Oh, I mean, it's something I've always wanted to know. What do you do all day, Robert?
Excuse me, madam.
No. I'll get it. I want you and Nancy to get better acquainted. I mean, after all, you will be working together. Why don't you pour her a lovely cup of tea?
Regrettably, we have no billy cans for you to drink from. Will a small saucepan do?
Oh, it is you.
Yes, I think so.
My legs have gone all jelly. I've read every one of your books. I think they're marvellous. I'm not just saying that. I mean it. No, I do. I mean it honestly.
Who's disagreeing with you? Won't you come in?
Ooh, whoever would have thought I'd be working for Dorothy McNabb?
When can you start?
Strange. You're just like your photograph.
Oh, no, isn't it amazing? I can't get over the likeness either.
You'll have to give me your autograph.
Oh, no.
Why, Abby, you'll never believe me. You are. Could you write something like, to my darling daily help, with love and gratitude?
Dave.
Or am I taking things too much for granted?
no,
Now, you
no.
tell me, won't you? Tell me. No, go on, please.
No, it's fine. Would you like to come into the living room?
I was rushing things, wasn't I?
Not a bit.
Oh, am I going to love it here?
Robert, this is another applicant. Where's Nancy?
She had the impertinence to say that my tea was too weak.
Oh, my God, where have you hidden the body?
She's making some more, madam. Probably in the tea caddy.
I'm sorry, let me introduce you. This is my butler, Robert.
Oh, Lilla's gone up in the world. Well, what am I expected to do then? Should I curtsy?
No, just get down on your hands and knees.
Down on my hands and knees. Oh, I'm never going to be able to stand the pace.
She's not our sort, madam. No sense of humor.
I don't know, she's laughing at everything I say.
Exactly, madam.
I hope you don't think we're being rude. It's just that every once in a while my butler suddenly decides to call a conference.
Oh, decides to call a conference. Oh, everyone's a gem. Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Lil. Mrs. McNabb doesn't own a car.
Oh, dear. Perhaps you'll pay our taxi fares.
For heaven's sakes, do you know each other?
Oh, yeah, we've been friends for years.
I've decided I'll just do the basement, Lil, not so much climbing.
It's okay.
Isn't that terrific, Robert? They're willing to share the work.
Yes, madam. You will not do the basement.
Is that all right with you then, Lil?
It's not all right with me.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Oh, you, Nancy. It's really up to Mrs. McNabb.
Oh, no, don't pay any attention to me. I'm just the audience. But you have to keep an eye on Robert. I mean, he'll try to get into the act, I promise you.
So it's all settled then. I'll do the basement.
Shouldn't you be wearing your hearing aid?
Would you like to wear this cup of tea?
Yes, Lil, you don't have any. Now, Robert, would you like some?
Oh, I'd love a cuppa.
Go and get another cup.
You're not a stretcher case. Get it yourself.
Are you or are you not the butler?
I am.
Then buttle out and get another cup.
Do you mind if I sit down, Mrs.
Oh, no,
McNabb?
please, join me.
Thanks.
Looks like it's going to be a terrific show.
I'm beginning to understand why Australian men prefer never to be sober, madam.
Ah, dear, keep it up, Marbles. Have you ever been to Australia?
Yes.
Where in Australia?
Earl's Court, madam.
That's a hell of a line, Robert. I think if I were you, I'd grab it and get off.
I'm not going anywhere, madam.
Oh, yes, you are. Lil wants a cup of tea.
Yes, madam.
And some toast and some of your delicious homemade jam.
Oh. Very well, madam.
Who was your grandmother, Mrs. Beaton?
Who was your grandfather, Ned Kelly?
Robert,
Yes, madam.
now, why don't you tell me what you both do particularly well?
That should take precisely 2 seconds.
Well, Mrs. McNabb, I happen to be the best silver polisher in the business.
She is, too.
And I hand brush all the carpets.
Robert, did you hear that? I guess he didn't hear that.
Then there's what I call carpet convalescence.
Uh-huh.
That means that nobody's allowed to walk on the carpets for at least 2 hours.
How do you manage that?
I lock the doors.
I prefer to hand brush as well.
Do you lock the doors?
Oh, no. I'm not such a perfectionist as Nancy. Well, not with carpets, but I'm with wood. I love cleaning and polishing wood, especially mahogany.
So you like mahogany?
You heard that all right, didn't you, Robert?
I go quite shivery when I see mahogany.
Better stay out of Robert's apartment, you'll get pneumonia.
You got mahogany furniture?
Careful, she's running a temperature.
With brass fitting.
Brass. Oh, I adore brass.
Oh, my God. Call the doctor.
So on each of the wardrobe doors, a mother-of-pearl motif.
Oh, there's no point in fighting it, Mrs. McNabb. I'm his.
We could have the wedding in the wardrobe.
You don't iron the sheets as well as I do, Lil.
Give them a better wash, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Sheets have to be hand washed, you see, and then hung out on the line to get the breeze. It's very important, the breeze.
Robert, this is fantastic. Do you mean to tell me you'd be willing to wash and iron sheets? I mean, we can't afford to let them go.
What about my shirts?
I wash your shirts.
But you'll iron them, you lazy blighter.
Do you have a permit to work in England?
My pommy husband gave it to me as a wedding present, and I haven't stopped working since. So get yourself another servant, Mush.
She and I are undoubtedly incompatible, madam.
You're beginning to get that feeling.
Get that feeling. Isn't she witty, Nancy?
If she works here, madam, it will have to be for you.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
Yes, madam.
I'm not so crazy about walking the streets while my carpets convalesce.
I've already decided to engage this charming lady, madam, on a trial period of 1 month.
Doesn't he talk lovely? Do you know, I never noticed before.
You see, madam, she and I are compatible.
Robert, why don't you go and make the toast?
But if you're going to discuss working arrangements, madam, I should prefer to stay.
You do realise, of course, Mrs. McNabb, he hasn't told us what he does all day.
Right, Nancy. Now, Robert, come on. What do you do all day?
I shall go and make the toast.
Doesn't he move beautifully?
I know. It's amazing. Not a sound. You know what I call him, Lil? Sneakers. Robert.
Yes, madam.
Shut the door.
I don't want you to make a decision, madam, that you might regret later.
Have you decided what you do all day, Robert?
Excuse me.
He actually is a very good cook.
Well, I cook, but my cooking doesn't take me all day.
Neither would mine. If, like you, I cooked only fish fingers.
You'll get yours, Alice, and it won't be in Wonderland either.
Do you know, if I win the pools, I'll buy him off you. He'd make a lovely pet, wouldn't he?
Does he always carry on like this?
Oh, no, Nancy. It's just a little game we play now and again. Oh, Robert, have you decided what you do all day?
Before I answer that, madam, I should like to make a suggestion.
Robert, what is your suggestion?
Before employing that one, shouldn't we find out if she can do her job properly?
I don't do auditions.
In that case, there is no need to detain you longer. Good day.
I'll start spring cleaning downstairs on Monday, then, Mrs. McNabb.
You will not.
You heard what the lady said, Robert.
No, madam.
But, Robert...
I would rather do my own cleaning, madam.
I don't believe it.
Well, there's no point in a professional staying if an amateur's going to do the job.
Well, Lil, it looks like you're going to do upstairs and Robert's going to do downstairs.
She can do downstairs, madam.
No, but Robert, you're going to do downstairs. I mean, don't you remember? You just volunteered.
She can do both.
Sorry, love. I can't do either.
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, no, love. Nancy and I, we always work together. We have done for years. That's why we both came, to look your place over.
How did you two know that I wanted two cleaning ladies?
Well, the agency told us this morning.
Robert!
First thing this morning, we were told you wanted two cleaners, one to do up and one to do down. That's the reason we came.
Stay where you are, Robert.
And that's the reason we're going. Coming, Lil? Oh, thanks very much anyway, Mrs. McNabb. Oh, and thank you very much for wasting my time. Marbles.
You have a raffle him, I'll buy up all the tickets.
Bill! Don't forget your autograph. I'll talk to you later.
There is domestic agency. Mrs. McNabb's butler here. Look, I wasn't rude to them. But you can't cross us off your list. We're in urgent need of a... Hello? 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 Hello, hello, hello.
Robert! What do you do all day?